Hello. It's been quite some time since I've uploaded a video, and there's a good reason for that. One, been pretty busy with work, but two, this weekend was drops in War Thunder for Twitch, which means if you were watching streams this weekend and you had your War Thunder and Twitch account linked, you get free stuff. There was a free tank and I believe 5 different types of decorations. Like there was a dartboard, a chest, and then 3 decals that you could get. And it was really fun. It boosted a lot of numbers for a lot of us streamers, and it was an absolute blast. Even though a lot of people, I'm sure, were just watching in the background to hopefully get some drops, it does a lot for a streamer, especially a War Thunder streamer, to see those numbers. It was really good for the community, and I think overall, very positive event. And that's kind of why what I want to talk about today isn't that positive event, but the patch itself. I've been playing a good amount of War Thunder this patch. It's been a while since I've played this much, and I want to say, like, the patch really isn't that bad. I think there's a lot of good changes in this patch. I think there's a lot of good changes to Kursk. I like Kursk a lot. I heard a lot of things about the spawn camping's easier. I haven't really seen it. Most of my matches on Kursk have been really, really good. Now, maybe I'm just wrong, and Kursk is real bad now, but I've been enjoying it. Now, another thing is things like this tank's tracks, the Panzer 470. I already made a video on these things, the Nashorn and the 470, but, it's still a beast tank and it looks dope. Cool aesthetic change, and people were telling me in the comments that it does make you drive a little bit faster over soft terrain, which is nice. It's a little bit of an upgrade. The Mirage, the F4 or the F100 or F104, Jesus, the F4 10400, the Starfighter, really good. They're not like, the Starfighters aren't the best jets in the game, but they're also not overpowered. Their implementation is nice. The 30G missiles on the Mirage are really, really good, but I also don't think the Mirage is the best jet ever. I think it's very close to the MiG-21 and the Draken. The Draken, with its new missiles, way more competitive at top-tier jets. There's just a lot of nice changes. I think top-tier jets have been way better than they were in the past, just for the sake of balance. I think it's kind of nice. It's just been a good patch overall. I think it's been a decent patch. Look at this. I hit him twice. Look how mad I am. I hit him twice and he didn't die. But yeah, I just think overall it's been a pretty good patch. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. Let me know down below in the comments. But I've been enjoying it. I think it's been great. On top of me enjoying the patch, there's still a lot of things that I haven't covered from this patch, which I want to know what you guys want to see first. I saw on my Red Angel video that people were talking about the Uncle Toms, and I have a funny video planned for that. I mean, it's just a funny name for a missile or a rocket. And the Su-7 I haven't covered yet, nor the new ATGM vehicle, which I think is really, really good at ground forces. But nothing that they added, in my opinion, is overpowered. The premiums that happened this patch, the T-69, it's a good tank, but it also isn't overpowered at its tier. It's not absolutely running through every single fight. It gets killed, and it kills, which I like. When a premium tank will help you grind, and it's a good vehicle, but at the same time it doesn't feel overpowered or dirty, that's great. I like that. Now, I still think there's some changes to be made with helicopters. Some of these missiles are just either lackluster or too good, right? So you have what's it called, the Tiger right now with the fire and forget missiles, the PLARs, and then you have the AH-1Z with Hellfires, which couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Like, I don't know what it is, but I noticed that when I was playing the AH-1Z over the weekend, the Hellfires just don't hit anything. I got maybe 1 kill for 20 Hellfires launched. Whereas, like, the Tiger, you can just wipe a whole map if you get into the right spot without even tracking anything. So some of the tracking stuff with helicopters, I think, needs to be fixed. I'm not really an ATGM guy on helicopters anyway. I don't really like that meta. I like more of the Ka-52 with the ballistic computer and the big boy rockets. Somebody made a comment about that and was like, I like this type of chopper gameplay because it seems more fair. You're putting yourself in a position where tanks can kill you, but you also do have big boomstick. You can, you know what I mean? You can do damage, and that's totally how I feel about it. I think it requires a little bit more skill, and it's definitely harder, and a lot of tanks do kill you. But you can also get those games where you get like 4 people right off the bat, and you just feel like a badass as I wedge myself in between. So overall, I've been enjoying the patch. I really have, and I'm curious to see if you guys have liked it. Is it fun? Are you having fun? Also, some of the grind stuff is a little annoying still, and I think we need to kind of talk a little bit about SL, right? Not SL gain necessarily, but repair costs for certain nations. I feel like Italy is a great example of this, but it's not the only place that happens in this game, where planes just cost too much to repair. They're not worth playing anymore. And it's sad because some of my favorite aircraft, like the G56, are useless. There's no point in playing the G56 right now. It costs almost 60,000 to repair. To get 60,000 in a match, you have to almost get an ace and be running a premium account, which is ridiculous. And you know, it shouldn't be like that. I don't think that's a good way to balance vehicles, is by just making them too expensive to play. Same thing with like the B-29. Yeah, the B-29 is a cool plane, and theoretically it could win a match if you have 4 of them, but at the same time, when do you ever have 4 B-29s that live? It never happens. They die first every time. They're brittle. Planes see the big target and they go after it. So charging people an arm and a leg for that type of gameplay, it's just not really intelligent in my opinion. So those are things that I would like to see change in the future. Also, Italy, I mean, they missed the ball on Italy completely. It's still the same shitty map. And the reason it's still the same shitty map is because the map didn't need to be changed, that map itself. I like how it's, like, there's some parts destructed now. But that doesn't fix the gameplay on the map. The gameplay on the map would be fixed if they rotated the map and had the caps, two caps outside of the city, right? And 1 cap in the center of the city. And then teams spawn on one side of the city and the other side of the city, and they would fight through either the middle, which would be the city. Think about like a 90-degree turn on that map, right? They'd fight through the city, or they'd fight through the long open spaces on the side, which would give you flank routes through the city, some sniping dunes and stuff on the sides, and just a better map for top tier in general. And another thing where it's not as prevalent, but it does happen a lot. I've noticed that certain days you'll just get a lot of lower tier maps for top tier. So if you're playing like the Abrams, one day you'll get only Fulda and Maginot and like big maps, and then the next day you'll get only Rhine and Berlin. And I get how the servers kind of work, where you know you get a certain map list for the day. It's kind of what it feels like, and you'll get a lot of the same maps in a row, which I don't mind. Like, I don't mind top tier on Rhine, but I do mind it when I get it back to back to back to back against HSTVLs and you're not having a good time. So there's definitely room for improvement. I'm not saying the game is completely perfect, but as far as patches go, I think this has been the best one in a while. There's nothing that I can really say that's overpowered, that feels unfair. And I guess the HSTVL is kind of the closest we've come this patch, right? The closest to being an overpowered vehicle. I think it has its downsides. It gets hole broken by machine guns, but it gets commander thermals and an insanely fast reload on a 5 shell autoloader, which is sick. It's 1.5 seconds. So that's probably the closest. Maybe that'll go up or down, or probably up, depending on what goes on with its stats. But other than that, I mean, I haven't noticed anything too bad with it. Radar on the HS or the HE 219 works now, which is awesome. Like, lower tier radar finally working, cool as hell. Makes a good idea for some night missions. Whereas like night battles suck when you get them and you don't have your night vision and stuff. A night battle at this tier in jets, or not in jets, in props, with planes that have this early type of radar, like the P-61, would be really interesting. Like, really interesting if the night fighters had kind of their own moonlight battle where they can use the radar. Just a thought for an event. Well, it's been your boy Slick. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just a little chat, letting you know I'm getting back into the content. The drops are over. We should have more stuff coming out this week. I got a whole list of things I want to cover and what I want to do. Definitely let me know in the comments if you think of anything that you definitely want to see. I hope everybody's safe. Stay safe during these trying times. The world is a crazy place. All we can do is adapt and overcome. Gotta keep it moving. So I hope you all stay safe. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.